The Cheese is Good, Episode 3. Special tonight is the NCAA men's final prediction. Right now we're 2-0. We got the Iowa girls winning, but UConn girls covering the spread. And we said also Iowa men would beat actually we're 3-0 basically. We said Iowa men would beat NC State just to go with the money line, and we did say UConn would cover the spread against um, um, Alabama, which they did. So that's 3-0. So now we have the men's finals tonight, which is Purdue and UConn. The odds right now, the money line, the total points line is 144. It was 148. It's now 144, so it's come in 4 points. So that's telling me, and the spread is 6.5. That's telling me that they're expecting a tighter game, which I was predicting because if I had a parlay, and if I was in Vegas or if you know someone, this is the bet I would look at right now. I would look at a parlay, and what's up parlay? No, and I would say UConn outright win. That's one. But also, I think Iowa covers the spread if it's still 6.5. If the spread starts to come in, if it gets below 5, I'm not doing that bet. I want the extra 1.5 points. Matter of fact, I may even buy a point from 6.5 to 7.5 and have that in a parlay. That's the bet that I would do with the Iowa and men's finals, Iowa as well as UConn. It's going to be a great game. I predict that UConn has the better team. UConn has a bone to pick. They can taste it. The back to back. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder instead of them playing as if they're entitled. I don't see that with UConn. Very well coached. Both teams are very well coached. So just because I say UConn is very well coached does not mean that Iowa is not. I think Zach Edey out of Iowa is a bona fide top 10 pick. Even though his game is not suited for the NBA, you still got to look at picking him just in case he has an outside shot. He could be a better version of Brook Lopez, right? That's at Milwaukee Bucks. So he's going to go top 10. I think the guard play for UConn would be the difference. Normally in championship games, or gets to this caliber of teams, guard play historically has made the difference. Because the trenches gets you to the last few games. The guard play takes you over, right? And I think the guard play in UConn is better. Another topic I'm going to cover today, because this is going to be another one of those 15 to 20 minute podcasts, short and sweet. We'll break it up and put the prediction segment in the videos as well. But this is the live version. We're going to cover today, like I said, the finals. Also, I'm going to cover John Calipari from Kentucky to Arkansas. What I think about that, and then I'm also going to cover in the lifestyle aspect, Bitcoin at all-time highs at 72,000. So back to the game, Iowa versus UConn. UConn, I look at them outright win it. If I had a dog in the fight in terms of one bet instead of a parlay, I would say Iowa to cover the spread, but I'd buy a point and get it from 6.5 to 7.5. If you got a lot of money, get to fucking 10. I don't think they get beat by double figures, right? But if they win, if Purdue wins, and I'm saying Iowa, I mean Purdue, my fault. Jesus Christ. Purdue men's team. So anyway, someone just corrected me there. Funny. But that is what. Now let's talk about this. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Garplay is going to win it for UConn, and I thought they've been the best team all year long. I do think Purdue is peaking at the right time. I think it was good that UConn got tested a little bit versus Alabama. Alabama played very spirited, nothing to lose. NC State played with nothing to lose. They didn't have as many weapons as Alabama, ironically. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. If there's any first half props, I would say less than 3 points is the difference. Meaning like the first half is butterflies. I don't think no one comes and blows the other one out in the first half. These teams are too good to get blown out. All right, it's gonna be a filling out process. And I think the first half is a boring half compared to the second half. It's gonna be exciting. First half could be good, but it's gonna be boring compared to the second half. That's what I think is the second half game. For this next segment, a little 5-minute segment, I'm gonna go to John Calipari, going from Kentucky to Arkansas. Here's what I think. I think John was in trouble. He had the number one recruits again, right? They had DJ Wagner, Shepherd Kid, great backcourt guy. They had the guy, another guard. Um, I forgot what the other guard's name was. He's a pro. That's literally three pros in the backcourt. They had Justin Edwards, that's a pro forward. That's four pros. They had another person somewhere that's a pro. Um, I think that when you have 4 to 5 pros, you can't go. When do they go out? They got in the first round. You can't have. You can't go out where they went out at. You just can't. Here's the thing. Kentucky's like, hey, we're not gonna have to owe you $33 million. Cool. We were looking to move on anyway. We told you that. That's why you found your deal. We gave you time to go find your deal, so it's not egg in your face, John Calipari. John Calipari found Arkansas, which has, if you go back to Arkansas days, with Nolan Richardson as coach, they had tradition in terms of basketball. They won a national championship. They've been in the finals, lost one as well. Or did they win one under Nolan? I know they were in the finals with Nolan and Corey Beck, right, at the point guard. But nevertheless, I think it's a smart move by John because he's going to get canned. Kentucky was telling him, "Yo, you're out of here." It's like you can't have the number one. You haven't been. If you think about it, I think John Wall and Anthony Davis was the last time that Kentucky was in the finals, and that was fucking 13 years ago. If you go look at how long have John Wall and Anthony Davis been in the NBA, right? Calipari's like, look, I'm going to get canned. I'm going to say, egg in my face. Kentucky tells him, listen, we're going to push you out. We're going to give you time to find your deal. They didn't think that he was going to find his deal right in the conference at SEC. They didn't think that. I could tell. But you got to understand, it's like you have a top class, the number one and the number two and the number five, 3 of those 5 kids out of high school, and you're and Shepherd was top 15 or 20, so 4 kids were blue chip, and you go out in the first weekend of the NCAA, and this is like you haven't been to the promised land in since 2009. I'm reading now, and then 2012 was the national title. 2012 was 2024. That's 12 years. 11 if you want to just say take back a year, right? What is a Janet Jackson song? What have you done for me lately? So Calipari hadn't done anything. He had to do that deal. He had to escape it. I don't know what Arkansas is going to give him. They're probably going to overpay, unfortunately, because they need it for the program. So they're probably going to overpay. Now let's talk about that's my take. In the second segment, that's my take. They're going to overpay. He did what he had to do. He got out of there. Got out of Kentucky. Kentucky didn't want him. Let's regroup. Let's move on. What I can say about I would say this about Kentucky basketball. This is what I thought about. They have a lot of tradition. They have a ton of NIL money, ton of money. And Kentucky basketball feels that, look, we just got to get the right coaching here that we can sort of influence as well. And the coach is going to turn his eye, to how we conduct business here at Kentucky. And we expect to be in Final Fours. We expect to be in every single year the Elite Eight. We expect to have top recruiting classes, and can the coach give us that? That's what they want. Oh, hey, Blue Devil, how you doing? Blue Devil is one of my gamers. He's just catching me doing the Cheese is Good episode 3. This is episode 3, everyone. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That's what I think. So that's Kentucky. Good luck to John Calipari. Hopefully he takes care of his assistants. They've taken care of him. He does need to do that because there's a lot of skeletons probably going to come out, in terms of what was going on at Kentucky, in case he doesn't. Now let's shift to the third segment here. The first segment was the NCAA finals game tonight. UConn against Purdue. And I was saying Iowa. Forgive me, Purdue. I was thinking Iowa because Caitlin Clark. UConn will beat Purdue, but Purdue will cover the spread by a point if you can. That's the bet. We just talked about John Calipari going to Arkansas from Kentucky, and now we're going to talk about Bitcoin at all-time highs. It hit 72 today. Crypto is something that I felt when it came back into 20,000, 25,000, that was going to be the floor, and it was going to go test all-time highs, which is done. So now we have a halving coming up, right? The question that everyone asks me always is Bitcoin going to go to 100,000? Is Bitcoin going to go to 150,000? I think so. Yes. Is it going to go there this year? No. Could it be there next year? It could be, but here's what I do. I do predict next year. Next year is the recession that we're supposed to have this year. They got the presidential election going on, all right? You're not going to get a recession. They want to be back in office, okay? So they're going to do everything they can, throw any kind of money at the situation, the stock market, whatever, to stay in office. They're going to allow a reset next year, especially the first half of next year. That's probably going to be the best time to buy Bitcoin unless you're on a dollar cost average right now. I do see it going to 120 within the next 2 years, maybe 2026. It can get there earlier. But if you look at it, where is it, 72 and another 50,000 handles, it's at 72,000 now. That's a 80% return, right? So if you can hold on to it, understand it could back test. It's been back testing 60. Correct me if I'm wrong. 62,000, 64,000. That whole range back testing, and what that's doing is it's testing the breakout from the previous all-time high or the previous collapse, right? Because it reached that area, 60 to 66,000, and then it fell all the way down to 20,000. So then it pushed back up there, and then it's extended. And so it did the last few weeks, it's back testing. So I would love for it to back test this whole summer, even after the halving that's coming up here in April. And they're saying, you're going to get a correction. What if you just get more back testing? So, what it's doing is just forming a higher floor. I would like that. That's very bullish, right? But that's what I think. With Bitcoin, you have to. Now, here's another thing. Ethereum, you could own either one of those, right? I do, but I see Bitcoin doing what it does. I don't see if you can buy it at 45 to 50,000 index, then something else is wrong. Or either something else is wrong, or someone with trillions of dollars or gazillion billions of dollars want it in, and they want it at a lower price. The point of the matter is it ain't gonna stay there. It ain't gonna stay there. What's interesting is, like, when you say, would you put your money in Bitcoin or would you put it in AI? I say you split it, right? Have some in AI. You have Palantir, you have NVIDIA, Apple back testing 140s, 150s is a good back test to get back into Apple. Then you have Bitcoin that's been back testing the 60,000s. It's at 72. I think it's back to 69, but that's fine. Look, if you think about it, if it's not going to 60, 61, if it's back testing the middle 60,000s, and it's creeping high every time up, it's creeping a little bit higher over 70,000. All that is making a higher low and a higher high, right? So that's just chart work. That's chart work. Or aliens for real. Okay, so someone in chat just said, "Are aliens for real?" Sure. Sure they're for real. Why not? I mean, why would I think that? I'm not getting off topic here. Why would I think that we're the only beings on Earth or in this universe, right? Of higher intelligence? No, I don't think that. I think I think there's some communication channel out there. But back to where we're talking about, back to Bitcoin. I think that now the RSI. Here's another thing. The RSI on Bitcoin is going from bear, about to switch over to bullish. Let me actually show a picture here if I can. Let me see this. I'm gonna draw a little face here. Copy image here. All right, there we go. Let me see if I can. There we go. if I can show y'all where in the Bitcoin is going from bearish to bullish, it is going to be. Let me see this. Let me share this real quick. A window. There we go. Watch this. There you go, right there. So right there, I'm giving you the MACD, right? It's about to cross over from bearish to bullish. So now's a good time to buy. Anytime when it's red bearish is the time to do your dip buying. When it's green is the time to take your profits or let it ride. But there's a chart work right there, and I put a little funny face there. But no, it's going higher. That's the RSI as well. So it's not overbought. So there's a little free chart work for everyone that's wondering, should I get into Bitcoin or not? Yeah, there you go. Fine, Now back to that's the chart work for Bitcoin. Back to what we're doing here. Let me stop screen sharing. All right, cool. So anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this short and sweet podcast. It's only meant to be 20, 25 minutes. Just a few topics covered. I break down each 5-minute segment and put it out on the regular video as well for everyone over the next coming days. But definitely tonight, UConn wins. Purdue does cover the spread, but by a point. The parlay is Purdue covering the spread, UConn winning. The money line was 148.5. It's now 144. So the money line's coming in. So I'm expecting a tighter game, which I predicted. That's why the 6.5 spread, is sexy in a way. There's not enough money coming in either. That's why only one of the betting lines have changed versus the other. The other one is the other topic. What was the other topic was? Oh, John Calipari from Kentucky to Arkansas. He had to make the move. He's going to be fired. He had to make the move. You can't be four blue chip guys, another guy, 5 pros on the team. You got in the first weekend NCAA tournament. You haven't been back. You haven't won the finals or been in the finals since 2012. That's 12 years. 11 years, maybe 12 years. Yeah. So it's just, what have you done for me lately? And Bitcoin 72,000. Look, I just showed you the chart. It's making lower highs. If you want me to show you the chart again, I can, but I shouldn't need to. But it's making lower highs. About to do a crossover from bear to bullish. There it is, right there. It's about to cross over from bear to bullish. So now's the time to do your dollar cost averaging, over the next 24 hours, and do it every single month, Other than that, thanks everyone. This is episode 3. The cheese is good. Next time I'll probably have a host, but I'm in New York City still on vacation, giving y'all some content. Wifey's chilling. Other than that, Mr. Floor69 and Twitch, as well as Twitter, Mr. Floor69, and Asher Clan TV, which we own, is the host for many of the podcast, Mr. Floor's podcast with adult stars, and also will be some sports figure. This one right here, The Cheese is Good, is a brand new one around sports and lifestyle. Different kinds of things, different kinds of topic. If you like listening to me and other people, we're gonna talk what we talk, and we're not gonna hold our tongue or anything like that. All right.